all. I hope you all are doing great. And right, and you all must be surprised to know that our channel's theme has changed. It has changed to what? Yeah, you all know. That is explore and learn. Right. Now see, earlier I used to teach you guys what? Social studies. Right. But I had a discussion with my friend who is now your new teacher, right? So I'll discuss that now. So I will be, so now basically our channel would be about social studies. That's very obvious. Science, French, and some educational tips. So social studies, you all know, I would continue. So in social studies, we have, first of all, the new teacher is Mitushi. So we both would be teaching you at this platform. So I would be teaching you guys in social studies. I would be teaching you history, geography, and economics, whereas she would be teaching you civics. And if you're talking about science, we can explain it in two ways. I She can explain you through chapters and also sometimes using experiments. I will explain you through both, explaining the chapter as well as the experiments, right? So whatever chapter in science we are doing, I will surely show you the experiment for that, so that you all get motivated, you all have a good interest, right? So with the giving us all, yeah, so she would be teaching chemistry in science and I will be teaching physics. That's my favorite, though chemistry is also favorite, but still, right? So I would be teaching you guys what? Yes, physics. And she's gonna be teaching you what? Yes, chemistry, right? So with the first chapter of grade 8, that is force and pressure. Let's begin. Yeah. You know what? This is such a beautiful chapter. It's a very beautiful chapter. And secretly, it's my favorite chapter. Right. So let's begin. Let me go. Yes. Force and pressure. Everyone, I would like to, ask you that what is force? Matlab, when you hear the word force, what do you think कि क्या force है क्या? For according to me, force is either a push or it can be a pull. According to me, if I say that. Ignore the background noises, everyone. So force is either a push or a pull, right? So force is a push or a pull which is exerted by a body, right? So for opening the door, I will either pull it. Usually we pull the door. So I will pull the door for opening it. So pulling is a force. I am applying a force to open the door, right? Same way, if I have to shut the door, I have to push the door. So in order to push, I'm applying some force, right? And what do I mean by the pressure? Pressure is the resultant force. Resultant force. So in this video, today's video, we're gonna be discussing about force, and in my upcoming video, we'll discuss about pressure, right? Let's begin. I'm sorry, something is wrong. So, yeah. Topics to be covered are in this chapter. Force. Yes. We'll cover force. What is force? Then we'll cover the effects of force. What kind of force do? Then what are the forces? Friction, non-contact and contact forces. Today we'll be covering these topics, and in my next video we'll cover the topic of pressure. Am I correct or am I right? Yep. So, I'm not making this thing a burden for you guys. So that is why this is the reason I'm taking. Okay. So not taking burden. We'll discuss in part 1 and part 2. Okay. So my part 1 video would be around half an hour. So in half an hour, we'll be covering the topic of force, and in another half an hour, you will be covering the topic of pressure very much in detail. Right? So, yes, everyone. Hmm. Yeah. So, what do you mean by force? As in my first one, we have discussed that force can be defined either as a push or a pull. Force is a push or a pull. A simple definition for force. Now, we apply force in our everyday life. Everyday life, may we apply force. That's very obvious. I want to drink water. I will have to take out the water from the fridge. Right? So, I will have to open the door of the refrigerator. Right? So, everything. You write, you walk, everywhere you're applying force. And which force? We'll be discussing that, right? So example, we push the door to open, right? You push the door or you pull the door, whatever, to open. Or similarly, we pull a bullock cart to move. Have you ever, noticed a bullock cart? So for a bullock cart to move, you will have to, pull that thing, that string type thing, I don't know what. You will have to pull that, then only you'll be able to move forward. So, right? So, this is your force. It's either a push or it is a pull. Is that clear? So, as you can see, in both the cases, we either push or we either pull, right? You either push or you either pull. So this push or a pull is called force, right? Isn't it very simple definition? So I hope till here it's clear to everyone, right? Pretty simple. Let us move on to the next slide. That is, force is due to an interaction. So, right. So, yes, very important and very obvious. Key force is due to an interaction. If I have to anything, no, if I have to kick a ball, if I am playing football and I have to say, just a minute, yeah, if this is my ball, I have to move it forward, I have to kick it. That's obvious. I will have to kick it. Right? मेरे को बॉल को किक करना पड़ेगा in order to move it forward. Right? Now, in order to move it forward, I cannot, imagine that ball move forward. No, right? There has to be a contact between me and the ball. So, there has to be a contact between, don't mind for my drawing, I'm not good at that skill. Anyway, so there has to be a contact between me and the ball. If there would be a contact, then only the force would be applied. So force can only occur if there is an interaction or a contact. If two or more forces are applied on the same direction, resultant force is the sum of the two forces. Very important, everyone. This types of question will come in our exam for about 1 to 2 marks. And same way, if two or more forces are acting on opposite directions, everyone, then the resultant force is the difference of the two. Now, you're saying, yeah, but what do you mean exactly by this thing? Let's understand this thing. Let me just clear the screen. Jump. Now see, everyone. You can see that this man is pushing it. Now think that if one more person is coming over here, say one more person. So there's person A and there's person B. Say anyone. Uh, Anyone, man. Take two people, say Olivia and Emily, right? So these two people. So now they will push the box. If they're pushing on the same side, if they're pushing on this side, right? If they're pushing this here, if this is F1 and this is F2, then the block will move in this direction. The block will move in this direction. Why? Because the total force, resultant force, or the net force would be F1. That's your force 1 applied by object A, and F2, that is your second force, F1 plus F2. We will add them if both the forces are applied on the same direction, everyone. If they are applied on opposite direction, then you will subtract the two. How do you know that now? See. Yeah. So now see, if I am applying a force from this side and anyone else is applying force from this side, say this is my force 1 and this is my force 2, right? What is the total reactant or the net force acting on this thing? Yes, it would be the difference of the two. It would be F1 minus F2. F1 minus F2 होगा इसका resultant force. इस पे जो force act कर रहा होगा वो होगा इन दोनों का difference, right? Is that clear, everyone? I hope it is clear, right? With assuming and hoping that this thing is clear to you, let's move on to the effects of the force, everyone. Effects of the force is very, very important. Why? Listen. Effect of force. मतलब result क्या है force का? Force क्या कर सकता है? Do not underestimate the power of force, everyone. Okay, so what kind of force do? Any guesses? No, do not say the answer, everyone. Be honest. Do you know? Okay, so a force can bring an object in the state of motion. See, very, very cool topic. This is my ball. I apply some force. It was at the state of rest, everyone. I applied force to it. It started moving, everyone. Yeah. So it can bring an object in state of motion. मेरी जो ball थी वो rest के state पे थी, but now it is in the state of motion. How? I applied the force, so it happened, and so, right? Number 2, the force can bring an object in the state of rest. Yes. Oh, very important. First of all, let me raise these two arrows. Everyone. I think I can use a spotlight for this thing. Yeah. See now, if this ball was moving and I came on this side, I said, stop. I stopped the ball. What will happen? The ball will stop. The ball will stop moving. If this is my ball and it was in a state of motion, it was having some velocity and it was moving, I standing over here, I exerted a pressure on this ball, everyone. Not a pressure, I mean a force on this thing. I said stop. It stopped. Right? So force can bring an object in state of rest. Right? Then a force can change size. Very good. You all must have played with clay. Right? You have a clay. You press the clay, it changes its size, right? Same example, take a spring. If I, not this, it would be shape, right? So, okay. If I have a spring, for example, everyone, if I stretch it, everyone, if I stretch it, it will change its size. उसका size change हो जाएगा. Same way, if I have an elastic with me, if I stretch that elastic, it will change its size, right? So force can change the size. Force can also change the shape of an object, everyone. Actually, I wrote wrong over here due to some, I might have forgot. So it will change shape, everyone. So shape of an object, right? Force can change the shape. As I told you, you take a clay, you press it, its shape will get changed. You take a spring, you stretch it, its size will get changed. Am I correct, everyone? Okay, so the next is that force can change the direction of an object. Yeah, very simple. You all must have seen the match of football or might have played it. So, a baller passes. So if, okay, I don't have space to write. If this is my ball, it's coming. I kick it to that way. Its direction changed. So the force can change the direction of an object. Then force can change the speed of moving object, right? If a ball is moving, if a ball is already in a state of motion, right? It is moving, it is moving, it is moving. I push it hard, its velocity increased and it moved with more speed, right? Here, I hope it's clear. So now the forces can be classified as, yes, everyone. What? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. So what are the two major classifications of forces, everyone? Forces can either be a contact force or it can be a non-contact force. Force can either be a contact force. Force can either be a non-contact force. Either I can have a force with some contact, say moving a ball. I kick the ball, there's a contact between my leg and the ball. But there are some non-contact forces, everyone. Can you guess? If you guess that correct, then you are a genius. Okay, so they are number 1, gravitational force. Number 2, magnetic force. Number 3, electrostatic force, everyone. These are the non-contact forces. There's no contact, right? You are here on the earth. This is your earth. This is your earth, okay? And you're standing over here, not like this. Now see, I have a tree over here. And there's an apple. There are a few apples on the tree. Right? So now, if one apple falls, how is it falling? Why is it not going upward? Because of gravitation. The force attracts it to the ground, right? Same way, you have two magnets. They attract each other. Why? Magnetic force. There's no contact, but still. Electrostatic force. What's the electrostatic force? It's the force exerted by charged bodies. You take a balloon, rub it across your hairs, then it will get electrically charged. You have some ions. You have some positively charged ions, then you have negatively ones, right? The protons and the electrons, right? One object gets, see, for example, I have a comb, and my comb is negatively charged. I rub it across my hair, it's negatively charged. I have papers, they're positively charged. They both will attract each other, right? How is this happening, everyone? This is due to the electrostatic force. Okay, contact in contact forces may you have your muscular force, everyone. Muscular force, you push your hand like this. You hold a pen, you write like I'm typing, writing. It's because of my muscles. Number two, frictional force. What is frictional force? It is the force which opposes the motion. I'm walking on the road. How am I able to walk? Because the road is opposing me. There's a friction. Am I clear till here, everyone? So if I have made myself clear, so let's come in detail for the contact forces. So yeah, contact forces. So as I just discussed that contact forces, may you have a contact between the two. These forces have a contact. They can only occur if there's a contact between the two objects. So contact is of two types, the frictional force and the muscular force. As I told you, that frictional force is what? Yes, it's the opposing force. You are able to walk on the floor because the force is exerting an opposite force on you, right? So there's a friction between the two. No problem. In your next chapter, that's friction only, we'll discuss friction in very much detail. Then you have muscular force. The force exerted by your muscles, bro, is your muscular force. Right? Till here, I have made myself clear. Haven't I? Yes, I have. Okay. So let me clear and let me. Okay. Non-contact forces, everyone. Non-contact forces. What do I mean by non-contact forces? So the non-contact forces are the forces which do not require any contact, everyone. Right? So as the name suggests that there is no contact between the two. Right? There's no contact between the two objects. Still, the forces are occurring. There is no contact. How strange, right? Earlier you might have, what do I say that? Wondered that how are forces occurring if there's no contact between the two. Yeah, so there are three major types of the non-contact forces, and they are the gravitational force, the magnetic force, and the electrostatic force. Gravitational force, the force which is exerted by the earth. An apple or anything falls because of the gravitational force exerted by the earth. When you'll come to senior grades, then you'll have a whole concept on gravitation, everyone. Right? So, magnetic force. What is the magnetic force? The force is between two magnets. Now, in magnet, unlike sides attract each other. For example, if this is my this, and this is this, then only this will attract this to this. Unlike charges attract each other, everyone. Electrostatic force, as I told you, is a force by charged body, right? If I take a comb or anything made up of synthetic fiber, right? Either plastic or anything, right? If I rub it across my hair or anything, it will get what? It will get charged. Negatively charged. It will attract positively charged things, and hence there is a non-contact force, everyone. Right? I hope I have made myself clear, everyone. Friction. Yeah, very simple topic, everyone. Friction is any force which opposes the motion of the any object. Now see, if this is my ball, if I applied a force on it, F1, don't say this is friction force, everyone. Please, this is F1 is force 1. I apply this force. After some time, ball will stop moving. Why? Because because there is an opposite force acting. So I move this forward, but there is an opposing force which is called the friction, everyone. So the friction force opposes the motion, right? So this is a friction which opposes the motion of the stick. Am I correct? Right? So any force which opposes the motion of any object can be defined as friction. This ball, if you throw this ball from here, it will stop on the ground. Why does it not go inside? Because there's some friction, right? Always the opposing motion, always the opposing force is your friction, everyone, right? Is that clear to everyone? Yeah. So now tomorrow we're gonna be discussing about, tomorrow or in my next video, we're gonna be discussing about pressure. But for today, we have studied what? Force. And I hope this session was interesting for everyone and hope you all enjoyed the session, right? If you have any doubt, it's very obvious, you have to mention it in the comment section, or you can email it to me in the given email ID in the description box. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. Do like, share and subscribe to our channel. If you have any doubts, then you can mention it in the comment section or email it to us at the given IDs. Yeah, the IDs are at your screen. So yeah, I will meet you in my next video. So everyone, what's my upcoming topic? You all know that, right? Wait, the upcoming topic is, yes everyone, what's the upcoming topic? Did you forget it or what? Yes, the upcoming topic is pressure, everyone, right? Pressure. So be ready for the next part and stay tuned with us. And bye bye. Take care. Corona time, everyone. Right? So